Check, check. Check, check. In the discipline of flying disc, sub-discipline ultimate at the 33rd SEA Games. We're here at King Mongkut Institute of Technology, Ladkrabang Stadium in beautiful Bangkok, Thailand. Group Game 7 brings us Malaysia and Indonesia. Malaysia is 1-1, look poised for the bronze medal match, or perhaps the grand final if things break their way. Indonesia is here still looking for their first victory, and are looking for a trip to the bronze medal match. My name is Jared Connors. I'm here with John Santos. We're bringing you this match and every match here at the SEA Games 2025. That still sounds amazing. So happy to be here. Jonathan, good to see you this morning. What are you looking forward to seeing in this Malaysia-Indonesia matchup?
Well, just as you mentioned, right? What must happen to stay alive for the gold medal match for Malaysia? A lot of things need to happen for them. Of course, you want to check all of the standing updates on ultiscore.com for you to keep track. But right now, Malaysia currently sits in third place with a 1-2 record. Right, they have 2 games left. They got a game here with Indonesia and later with the Philippines. So, a couple things, they can still sneak into that gold medal match, but they have to must win the first game here with Indonesia and then later with the Philippines. On the flip side, right, with Indonesia, as you mentioned, still looking for that first win in there. As we look here at the Malaysia lineup so far, number 20, I think goes will show that Bernard Leaching Wei will lead the way, followed by 77 Lim Kay Chun as well as 88 Audric. They've gone extremely well, played really well in terms of going against Singapore, played really well against his own defense. They just have to clean up a little things from a turnover perspective, and I feel they have a strong chance to be able to go to gold medal. Going here for Indonesia, currently sits in 5th place, but they have high spirits right now, as mentioned. Now you had to talk with some of the players there, and they're just really excited to be part of the inaugural Southeast Asian Games. They got 2 games left. they're not yet eliminated in terms of the medal contention. They still have a game here right now with Malaysia and then later with Thailand. So both games mandatory. Anything less eliminates them. And one thing as well, Thailand needs to lose a game against Singapore so they'll set up for a crucial match against possibly for the gold for the bronze medal match here. But just looking here at the screen, like you can see, the Indonesians are hyper focused. They're really excited to be able to get their first win. And here, Malaysia trying to bounce back from that tough loss against Singapore, Jared.
Yeah, I spoke to Bernard after that match, Bernard Lee, the captain of the team, and he was clearly disappointed. That Singapore match was one that they had game planned for, seriously. But what that tells you, even though that they went down in that one, they're not looking forward to hanging around the middle of the pack. They're here to win games. They're here to win medals. And for them, they are still looking to a strong finish in this tournament and have their sights set high. And it starts here against a young Indonesian team.
A lot of the excited for Malaysia, right? I mean, coming from being able to win the first game in this round robin, see if they can bounce back after this. But again, gold medal match is something that is still in sight. Just a couple of things, and I think a lot of the games, all of the games will matter now from here on out as we welcome you all here in day 2 of the Ultimate Games under the flying disc in the 33rd Southeast Asian Games. As you can see here, a couple of players here, number 77 from Indonesia. Has always been one of the players that has led the momentum from Indonesia, as well as Wandikbo number 2 or JJ as well.
Yeah, I did get a chance to speak to a couple of the Indonesia coaches this morning. Coach Jacob Merlin was pointing out that really they're going half by half. They're trying to get better every half, considering every half a different game, trying to improve, and they're very excited. I talked to Coach Aaron as well. He emphasized that they are setting the tone for future generations of Indonesian Ultimate players. I had more questions, but he really wanted to point at the fact that he was wearing cock socks and that he had chickens on his socks. So I had no more questions for Aaron at that point. But I'll tell you, I've known both those coaches for many, many years. They are preaching improvement and getting better, but I tell you, they are both competitors, and if they can fight their way into this bronze medal match, they are going to do everything they can to get there.
You can see as the Malaysia squad having a last huddle to really discuss what's in hand. I mean, a large ultimate country and a very rich country as far as ultimate goes. We've seen special plays and special players come out of this country. And one of them here is Amrita Tan, who's really shined throughout this tournament for Malaysia. And she will start the pull, and we are off in this game of the first round-robin game for day 2. What are some things are you looking for from Indonesia? Get out of the gates here as the first point starting on O-line, Jared.
Really, it's going to be just cleaning up their game. It's going to be some of the leadership of their more experienced folks. They have a couple club players such as Booty, Chris Comparsa, Nanda Jalil. Some of those experienced folks get a lot of touches, not as getting the disc early, just to settle them down. There's a lot of nerves. That's something else the coaches pointed to. They were very nervous yesterday. Let's hope they come out relaxed today.
And here we are, Indonesia. 23. Oh, the pass going to be a little too high, but able to be saved by number 12, Putu Andarisa. Squeezes it into number 17. Oh, sends one deep. It looks like it's going to be too fast for number 22, Krishna.
At level, we're going to see a lot of that. They're going fast. Just a little. That's a beautiful toss. He had steps. Perfect decision, just out of his reach, Chris Comparsa.
And we can see here from Malaysia, number 77, Cyrus Lim. He's been a star for Malaysia. The eldest player for Malaysia, but oh, what a cheeky high release backhand from Bernard nonetheless. So foul's going to be initiated from the mark. We'll stay with Audric Ying. A violation to be called. It's like all of the players haven't settled in before the play was reset. Here's Audric Ying. Ying. Flicks one to Cyrus Lim. Gets it back here, Audric does. Quick 1-2 pass. Quick sets. We're seeing Cyrus streaking deep. But it'll be shut down. Pass to Amrita Tan. Amrita Tan flicks it to the end zone. Calmly for the score. Number 24, Lee, reels it in for Malaysia.
Yeah, very relaxed finish off of the turnover by Indonesia, showing a lot of experience to be able to settle things down. Not always easy, first point of a day in a tournament, especially a tournament that weighs as heavily as this one, but they looked very settled, going through a couple of their experienced players right there, as did Indonesia, but a much better execution by Malaysia to go up 1-0.
Great movement there from Malaysia after the turnover. An amazing pass from Amrita Tan to Nicole Lee for the score. Again, this is a great start if you are Malaysia, especially having Bernard as well as Audric Ying part of that B line. Usually you'd see them on the offensive line, but looks like a little strategic change from Malaysia, sensing the urgency to be able to get a good start from their team.
Absolutely. Every game means everything right now, especially for this Malaysian team, but definitely for this Indonesian team as well. These are two neighbors who know each other well, but they have very different ultimate histories. Malaysia having been going a number of more years than Indonesia. Indonesia, a very new program, just becoming recognized this year, getting their team together. Their team comes from multiple countries, actually. They have Indonesian nationals from multiple islands in Indonesia, Java, Bali, JJ's from Papua, but they also have players from Australia, the US, that play in the UK, all over the place. So getting their team together has been very difficult for them. Whereas Malaysia, they just come from two different parts, just East and West Malaysia, but have been able to practice together and have known each other a lot longer than the Indonesia side.
An amazing one-through defense from Malaysia, denying Indonesia. And here is another break chance opportunity for Malaysia. Squeezes it in, but number 2, Wandikbo JJ denies that pass.
The Papuan hero takes it away. Big defense by JJ right there. He's trying to stay calm, but you see the smile breaking through there. He's very happy about that, D.
As you look at the replay, is able to read that disc, be able to get that block for Indonesia as he get back to the action here.
A great communication. You can tell that he looks. Someone gives him the heads up that the disc is up there, and he's able to take it out of the sky.
And someone's going to streak deep. A hawk's going to be initiated, but Malaysia denies that pass, and they are off the races here. 53. Oh, a backhand high release. He's got a couple of players here. Who's going to win it? And JJ gets it back for Indonesia again. Excuse me, that was actually Pambudi with a block.
Now it's good for the goose, good for the gander that right there. Indonesia put it up into the air deep. Malaysia took it away. Malaysia tried to do the same thing right to them, and Indonesia takes it away as well.
Oh, just a very difficult pass to be sent to Pambudi, and Malaysia able to sniff that out.
That's a lot of an experienced block right there.
Oh, able to reel it in, plucks it out of the air right before it goes out of the end zone. Malaysia with a 2-0 lead.
All right, yes, Malaysia, she tiptoes the goal line right there. That's Iziko from Ahmed bin Nazili for a score. Very athletic grab. And yeah, I'm pretty sure Malaysia doesn't want to cut it that close, but when you have athletes like they do, not a problem for Izzy right there. Indonesia's going to regret that short turnover. That's one that I called an experienced turnover, and that Malaysia just blocked it because they've seen that before. It was a little telegraphed. It's one you're going to have to throw a fake first to move the defender. A lot of this will come through experience for this young Indonesian team.
That is number 6, Isabel Ko. They able to pluck it out of the air right before the disc sailed out of bounds. We have Audric and Cyrus Lim leading the pack again for the D-line. Interesting move here to put both of these players in the defensive line. It's been working wonders so far for Malaysia. And this will be number 23, Amanda Lunardi. Lunardi will start the handler duties for Indonesia.
All right, time for Indonesia to settle down a little bit. They started strong. It's about they're going to need to complete a few passes in a row, get their heart pace, settle down a little bit. They're still very excited to be here.
Oh, Stockholm is rising. Lunardi's got to make a choice here. Opts to have a forehand pass. We denied. And he is Malaysia again. Audric sends it to Bernard. Bernard to Audric. You can sense Indonesia pass was almost going to be turfed, but able to be saved by Jay. And this is Bernard Ching. Bernard. Oh, but Indonesia unable to get that block. And that score was reeled in by Cyrus Lim to give Malaysia a 3-point cushion.
Old man Cyrus gets back on the board after being pretty quiet in the last game. Indonesia with another tough turnover. What we're seeing from Indonesia right now is hesitancy on their cuts, is what you see from a team that hasn't actually played together all that much. Because to commit on your cuts, you have to know where and when you're going to be able to get the disc. And it's something that comes through repetitions, through practice. And hopefully the experience they get together during this tournament is going to push them to be able to get that timing a little bit more together as the tournament goes on.
And that will be Cyrus's first goal in this game. But he's been one of the leading goal getters for Malaysia with a total of 4 already in this tournament.
Yep, in his 13 years of experience, he's played in a couple different cities. He's played for the Islanders of Penang as well as Care Bears in Kuala Lumpur. So he has experience playing in Malaysia in multiple places and with multiple people. And he's shown the experience and flexibility to be able to work with different teammates from different parts of Malaysia all over the place. He's the kind of guy you want on your team.
Indonesia still looking for their first point. Salim passes it to Pambudi. Pambudi urging for his teammates to cut in, to give him some options. On the pass, looks like a foul is going to be called that caused that pass. Inadvertently get turfed.
So yeah, there's a foul on the throw right there. One thing you're not going to see is any referees go out and make the call for the players. This is a self-refereed sport that's handled by the players and the players alone. There are game advisors who may come and help and provide their opinion, but they have no enforcement power. This is a self-refereed sport, and one of the things we love about this game.
Again, another pass, just way too low for Armien to be able to get any play on that disc. And here's Malaysia. This is Rossley. Thompson it to his third teammate. Great attack to the break side, Malaysia does. And this is Sinjin. Sinjin swings it down the middle. Great movements from the handlers. Indonesia's got to tighten up the marking if they want to have any chance to get the disc back. And just like that, pass just a little too out of hands for number 21, Sinjin. Indonesia's getting their chances here, Jared. It's just really about trying to clean up some of the little, executions from their passes.
Yeah, we've been pointing out all weekend that red zone offense has been really a key to success in this tournament, and your efficiency is going to be one of the leading factors whether you're going to win or lose games here. And I'll tell you, going into the final games of this weekend, this is definitely something that Malaysia is very sensitive to, and they need to clean up going into the closing part of this game and the next one.
Great read there from number 13, Tandu, as the Stockholm was rising for Indonesia. And she gets it back here, but unable to make a layout. Someone streaking from Malaysia. Squeezes that in to Rossley, but denied! From Indonesia, great read from Agriani. give Indonesia another chance.
Great hustle play. Way to get back right into there. And that's what you love to see from Indonesia, keeping the legs moving, keeping the fight on there, and not letting Malaysia get away with being less than perfect.
And here's Indonesia again and again. A little bit off time pass that results to the turnover. And here's Malaysia. Jing gives it to a teammate and gets it back. Swings it to the other side to maximize the use of the field. Gets it back, plucks it out before number 77. Indonesia gets it back. And Malaysia, Rosli with the score. Malaysia running away with this game.
Yeah, we're still early, but I think even though Malaysia scored that, they are going to get a little talking to on the sideline. Their red zone offense is not as efficient as they would want it to be at this point. Even though they aren't turning it over all the time, there's a lot of close calls here that the team does not want to see, because even if Indonesia doesn't take it away, they have more games coming up this weekend, and those could easily be taken away in other vital matchups.
As you can see here, Rosli, one of the consistent players for the Malaysian national team. The spirit captain, as you can see, taking a well-deserved break after that long point between the two nations.
Yeah, Malaysia's final game of this tournament will be against the Philippines in a couple rounds, and they need to be careful. The things that they might be able to get away with against this Indonesia team will not work often against the Filipino athletes.
And here is Soetanto. And looks like Malaysia, first look of a zone defense, they kind of showed this in the later part of the game against Singapore, and they want to see if they can implement it, see if they can use that in their last round-robin match. Probably something they want to practice, knowing how Philippines struggled a little bit against Singapore, but we'll get back here in the action, talk about that later. It's number 5, Soetanto. Sing it down the middle. So far, so good from Indonesia. Soetanto to Ludardi. Soetanto gets it back. Just for Indonesia's sake, you gotta move the disc a little bit quicker here. And there, just like that, Malaysia able to block that pass as Indonesia tried to squeeze it between that cup.
Yeah, a lot of times zone offense will get second fiddle when you don't have enough training sessions. And you could see that Indonesia looked a little bit uncomfortable with that zone. Malaysia quite comfortable, even though they wanted to play that a little bit more against Singapore, but didn't quite have the defensive opportunities to be able to set it that often. So you'll definitely see them working on it in this game.
Looks like some contact here between Samuel Nang and from Indonesia. It'll be uncontested. He will still retain disc as he's at the edge of the end zone now. Nung. Comsey gives it down the middle. Here's Tan. Odrick lasers the backhand pass for the 5th point of Malaysia.
Yeah, that looked a little bit better in the red zone right there for Malaysia. Much more calm, much more focused. And that's going to take them to 5-0. Still early in the game, only about 17 minutes in, but they've already extended out to a 5-0 lead. And this will definitely have Aaron and Jacob on the Indonesia side going into improvement mode. They've been in improvement mode all weekend, but this is about keeping their players' heads up and seeing what they can focus on as they try to finish this half well. And once again, as I said before, the second half will be a new game for them.
And here is Malaysia trying to continue this momentum forward. will be started with number 7, Sean Wong. Again, Indonesia still looking for their first point. See if they can get it right here. Regina Tandu sends it to Vincent Tandiondo. 93 Salim. Salim. Oh, looks like it's going to be a couple of players. One-on-one battle. It's going to be won by JJ. And this could be their first point, but no!
Oh, JJ, massive grab. Just not quite able to be consistent in throw. The heart was racing. The excitement was there. Point number 1 was in his sights. Just bounced a little bit too much.
And that pass also bounces out of the hands of the Malaysian female matching player. Indonesia with another chance for a score. As you can see there, Wandikbo with an amazing leaping ability but just unable to successfully pass it to his teammate. And another costly turnover from Indonesia. Quick 1-2 here between Malaysia.
Yeah, the coach of Indonesia, they have so much to teach. They definitely didn't want the basic things to be misexecuted.
And this is Wong running through the end zone for their 6th point.
And a fast counter attack by Malaysia, catching Indonesia unawares and frustrated with their turnover. JJ not able to get back into the play to defend Wong with the score. And Malaysia goes up 6-0. Games are 70 minutes or 13 points. We're going to be at halftime when one team reaches 7. And for those of you who are new to the sport of Ultimate, thank you all for coming out and watching the most exciting game, in my opinion. You will see high-flying, fast-running, and a lot of spirit. Spirit of the game is central to our sport, meaning that you need to listen, be honest, know the rules, and enforce them fairly. Because like I said, every player is a referee. There are no independent referees on this field. It's all up to the players to navigate and officiate this game on their own.
And that's very unique about Ultimate, right? Like, they get all of these observations and be able to talk it out in terms of what will be the right call depending on the situation. So, extremely unique for our sport to have that supporting community of some sorts, especially in a high-fuel game like this.
Absolutely. We are at the World Games, the Southeast Asia Games, you know, the highlight of these players' careers, but still they are asked to be fair and honest and to play with the best spirit they can, and they are doing it, and it is an amazing testament to this sport.
And Fervina sends it to Jalil. Jalil rifles in the forehand. Will this be it? And finally a score for Indonesia. Number 9, Entamyong.
And Merlin takes it down for the first score of Indonesia. Look at the faces on this team. They are absolutely excited. They are having fun. Talking to Coach Jacob Merlin beforehand, talking about their last loss of the day yesterday. They lost 13-2, and Jacob's played a lot of games in his life, and he said that was the most fun he has ever had, losing 13-2 in his career. So these guys are absolutely excited. Great to have the first point under their belts. Keep on going, and I think after this we're going to see a little bit of a different Indonesia team. There's going to be a little bit of hop in their step now that the ice is broken on the scoreboard.
That's Merlin Entiamyong, 30 of age, and fun fact about her was she was part of the Indonesia national karate team.
Do not mess with her.
Part of Black Widow and UB7, represented Indonesia. Right now is one of her highlights. Is working on a music company, so very diverse background from Entamyong.
Beautiful voice, lethal kicks.
What a good combination to have. If you're Indonesia, and here you go, Malaysia. We start on O.
Looks like the pull has landed out of bounds. They're going to take it to what's called the brick mark, which is a mark 25 meters up from the goal line in the center of the field. They have the option to either take it on the sideline or at the brick mark. She's opting to walk the disc back a little bit so that she can gain a strategic position in the middle of the field.
Here's Malaysia quickly passing already across halfway of the field now. Number 5, Deb. Looks like a pick is going to be called. Let's return the disc back to Lee.
So if you're coming from other sports, you might have heard of a pick in, say, basketball. It's a strategic move where you place yourself in the way of another defender. In our sport, that is illegal, and if it does happen on purpose or by accident, play will stop, and the players will catch up to where they would have been had the pick not occurred.
Rifles through a forehand pass to Sean. Sean fakes that, swings it down the middle. Great use of the field. Malaysia uses backhand. It's going to be a little too high, but layout catch for the score.
You can see how the first receiver could have easily caught the disc, but decided to let it go through to create a higher level of excitement for that layout catch.
And that was Deborah Lee. As you look at the amazing replay.
Laying out is in her game because she does have beach experience, having played with the Australian women's team previously on the beach. So laying out comes very naturally to her, and it did on that score right there. Too easy, holds onto the disc, and that is enough for Malaysia to take half.
She was part of the winning bronze team in the Asia Oceanic Beach Ultimate Championship with Australia Platypi team. And you can see the work in the sand has bode well for her as she made an excellent layout grab to keep Malaysia, to give Malaysia rather their 6th point. It looks like it's a 7-point. It has approached us into half, as with Malaysia has a commanding 7-point lead or 6-point lead, and we'll be back right after this short break. This is the 33rd Southeast Asian Games for Flying Disc, live from KMI Tail Stadium. And we are back after halftime. As you can see, if you're just joining in this game, Malaysia with a 6-point lead entering second half. And they will start on the offensive line. My name is Jonathan. Joined with me is Jared as we continue live coverage of the round-robin games here in the 33rd Southeast Asian Games for Ultimate under the Flying Disc Games. And here is Malaysia. Oh, and a quick rifle through pass of forehand. Maybe sailing cash money to number 15, Tan, with a score.
Yeah, Bernie opened it up early. He held back in that first game, was patient, but you can only have a calm Bernard Lee for so long. He wants to get the disc down the field, and I am gonna take a guess here that he's gonna stay on so we can see one of those famous Bernard Lee pulls. I think that shoulder's warming up, and he wants to show us what he's got for the live stream here in Bangkok.
In Malaysia, wasting no time to get off from where they started or ended in the first half with a quick score, giving them their 8-point.
Now, of course, once again, this is a game that Malaysia is taking very seriously. It's one they have to win to move forward, but they are also working towards getting better for the matchup with the Philippines coming up. And a lot of the success of this team does ebb and flow based on the big arm of Bernard Lee and how is he going to be able to complete those passes. So getting those long shots sorted early in this second half bodes well for their future in the end of the third and the fourth game of this tournament.
And here is Indonesia, number 5, Sutanto. A little bit of flat marking presented by Malaysia's defense. Sutanto gives it to Fabrina. Fabrina all the way to Witatsitsi, 27. Jalil gets it. Not a lot of yardage and looks like some contact, but no foul is going to be called there. Sutanto squeezes it in to number 11, but is denied by Malaysia. Quick work and a short field for them to work with.
Yeah, definitely there's experience issues when you're inexperienced playing against a zone. What you have is a lot of your experienced players playing handler and not much going on downfield. Just out of the reach. Hold on one second. And that is a score. It was just out of the reach of Emmy. Hold on.
Looks like a pick is going to be called. Looks like a pick is called to see if that's going to affect the play prior to the release of that pass towards the end zone. But it looks like it was an unaffected pick, and the score is going to be reeled in by Cyrus Lim.
Cyrus picking up the trash, disc flying by Emmy Rosley. And Cyrus is able to squeeze it in. But as I was saying about the Indonesian attack of the Malaysian zone, oftentimes when a less experienced squad is playing against a zone, you have your experienced players locked in as the handlers with some of your less experienced players downfield, give you kind of an over-heavy handler set where the zone can really just focus on the handlers and crowd in. And the Indonesian offense was forced to throw in very small spaces due to the crowding of that tight Malaysia zone.
And that gives Cyrus Slim 5th point in this tournament, running away as Malaysia's leading goal getter.
All right, now we have Bernard Lee with the pull. One of the top pullers, not a stat that we have that we're keeping, one of the top pullers this tournament. He's been regularly putting them into the end zone. I'm really hoping I didn't curse him right there.
And here's Bernard Lee with that pull. It looks like it's going to...
That's incredible. I love that back third of the end zone with that pull. And that is such a big advantage if you can get someone to pull it that far. And you can see the Malaysian defense is already locked in with Indonesia stuck right at the goal line.
And just bobbles through his hands. Number 10, Liao, unable to secure it. And again, short field for Malaysia. The zone defense It's giving a lot of confidence for the Malaysian D-line. And here is Sean Bernard Lee able to punch it through for the score. Malaysia with their 10th point in this game.
It's a massive advantage when you can, right off the bat, get a team on their back foot. That big pull going into the back of the end zone meant that the whole Indonesia offense had to actually move backwards towards the disc, meaning that they were already having the momentum going backwards. So it's a big advantage when you have a player who can pull as deep as Bernard Lee. And then he gets rewarded, able to throw the score at the end to Dorcas. Oh, Dorcas Lee. It's very exciting to see her on the field this morning because she did leave her cleats at the hotel.
I heard.
We all know that really when you go to a tournament, you only need to bring two things, your right cleat and your left cleat. And she left both of those in her hotel room, and we had to sort a delivery to the fields this morning. Come on, Dorcas. You're better than that.
Giving much more excitement. Pre-game work for Dorcas there. Able to get that in as far as cleats go at Indonesia. Again, Malaysia with a great preview of their zone defense. Looks like this is going to be something that we're going to anticipate in their match against Philippines once they're over with these games. And here's Indonesia. Flies in and denied by number 2, Lum. And Sean rifles through a pass to number 11, Lee. Number 10, rather, Cheong Hua. And here's Rosley. Rosley gives it back to John N. John N to Rosley. Rosley plucks it out for the air. Oh, just bobbles through her teammate's hands. Number 6, Ko, unable to reel it in. And Indonesia trying to make quick work. Number 23, Lunardi. To 11, Febrina. Febrina squeezes in the pass in the middle. This is great work here. Here's number 9, Entamyong. Entamyong. Calmly looks for Febrina. Lunardi. Jalil thought about it, but opts to swing it to Sotanto and gets it back. Here's Lunardi. Indonesia's got to improve a little bit of spacing with the middle cutters to bait in the middle portion of that zone presented by Malaysia if they want to make some quick work against this zone defense. And here is Lunardi. Lunardi swings it out to number 5, Suetanto. Squeeze it in to Febrina. Febrina.
This is somewhere where playing against the zone could be even more difficult. Some teams do switch out of the zone when the offense gets this close. Malaysia's chosen to stick with it, and it's very, very crowded in there. A lot of bodies trying to jump in, not quite there yet, not much room to throw.
And Sean almost had a chance to block that disc, but Jalil with sticky hands keeps it alive for Indonesia. They're right at the doorstep to get their second score.
But still stuck over that sideline. Like to see them get it off there now. There's a little bit more open field to work with.
Right on cue, but 23, Lunardi just rifles it right to Malaysia. And here, Malaysia makes a quick hawk play. Number 7 gets it there. And a timeout is called. Jan Yen with a strategic timeout. And you can see the Indonesian team on their knees after that long point.
Yeah, this... If you are new to this game and haven't played, this is a lot of running. And I will tell you that we are only at about 9 o'clock in the morning here in Bangkok, but it is heating up. It is warming up on the field. Every hour gets a little warmer. Indonesia with they had the opportunity right on the goal line right there. But that's the thing with this tight zone played on the goal line. They're still forcing Indonesia to throw lots and lots of passes. And the thing is, even high percentage passes sometimes will drop, sometimes will get blocked. And Indonesia turns it over on the goal line. And the defense by Sean at the back there from the club Zealous. Timeout on the field. Everyone's worn out. Malaysia calls timeout. Each team has one timeout a half and one floater, so a total of 3 timeouts during a game. See Jacob Merlin there trying to get some strength into those legs, trying to pump up that defense, trying to get them running. He knows that this can be a very emotional group right here. They're very new. This is the biggest stage most of them have ever played in. There's a lot at stake. So he's trying to get them to play on energy, try to stop them from thinking too much and get them to play just with their heart and their legs and not as much with their mind. It's very easy to get into your own brain at this point, but he's firing them up for this big defensive series.
And see how Malaysia will designate an after timeout play. Like some instructions are being relayed. As it will start with number 7, John N.
Always a little bit risky calling the timeout on the goal line here. You have the choice of kind of throwing in flow, trying to catch the defense, in flux, and then you can call the timeout. You're able to set up your offense, but the defense is able to set up as well.
Here's Rossley. Backhand pass is complete for Malaysia's 11th score, and that was Isabel Ko with her 2nd point in this game.
Amy Rossley's a long-time national level competitor for Malaysia. You can see it in the experience, and that's someone you want touching disc on the goal line there. This seems like a practice set for them to make sure that they have everything clean as they move forward in this tournament. Over to Isabel Ko. A lot of touches in the end zone for Izzy, quite an athlete there. And that is a score taken to 11-1 Malaysia.
That said, if you're keeping close of the standings, and again, you can all check this in ultiscore.com to check all of the standings. If Malaysia runs through with the final 2 points of this game, they will still be in the 3rd place due to the goals allowed and the goal difference rather. Even though getting all the 13 points, it will still be in 3rd place, in which all roads lead to that matchup they will have with the Philippines to determine who's going to go to the gold medal match against Singapore.
Right, still a lot to play for, and they still definitely want to finish this one strong. They have a strong lead in this one, but really anything can happen in this sport, and Indonesia guaranteed are going to continue to run hard through the end of this one.
Tandu with that pass just goes out of Tandiono's space to be able to make a play. And Malaysia.
Looks like Bernard had a couple fingers up in there. Looks like there's a play call.
Bernard Lee. Rifles to a forehand to his teammate. Sends it to Ying to Tan. Tan gives it back to Lee. All the way to Ying. Ying pointing the instructions. Oh, just passes right on top of Bernard Lee's opponent. And Tan stretches her hand to get the score. Gives Malaysia their 12th point.
Yep, that's another touch in the end zone for Amrita. She spends a lot of time there. One of Malaysia's top women. And that takes us to 12-1, 11-point lead for Malaysia. You see that Indonesia's kind of working on their sets right there. They had a play called off the end zone. And they also know that end zone offense is vital to their success moving forward. Bernie with a little bit cheeky push pass right there. Fakes the high backhand, goes to the push. Amrita tiptoes the line, is able to score that one, and this is a game to 13. So we are at game point. Indonesia receives the disc and is playing to push this to another point.
Albeit any late comeback from Indonesia, it looks like Malaysia were able to secure their second win in this tournament, keeping their hopes alive for that gold medal match spot.
Indonesia working it up slowly, and Malaysia comes with that zone again. For the coaches of Indonesia, they are actually probably happy to see this zone again. They know it's getting them more experience, more practice. I'm not surprised if Philippines going to throw, or in their next game against Thailand, Thailand is possibly going to throw a zone against them. So this is good practice for this Indonesia squad. Get them a few touches in a hostile environment. And for Malaysia, they're looking forward as well, trying to seal up this zone. They got the Philippines coming up in an important battle, as you said, John. So they want to definitely sort this zone out to have it be a weapon against the Philippines, who struggled a little bit against the Singapore zone earlier on.
And here's number 9, and Tiamyong gives the Indonesian their second point. Suetanto reels it in for Indonesia.
And, you know, if you are tuning in from other sports, you don't know where these teams come from, you don't know the histories of the team, you might be looking on and be very surprised that the Indonesian team is so excited to bring it to 12-2 in a game that is seemingly out of reach. But this Indonesia team has worked so hard to get here, to bring everyone together. They're a very new squad. Really, every point they score, really every throw, every catch means so much to these guys. It's a new program, and this is just very exciting. Finishing off with Budi Widharjo Budi, who plays out of Santa Clara University in the U.S. Like I said, this Indonesian team comes from all over the world. Of course, they're Indonesian nationals coming out of Indonesia. They play out of Malaysia, Australia, the UK, the US, all over the place. A lot of folks coming back to Southeast Asia, proud to represent their country, also proud of the development of ultimate and other flying disc sports in Indonesia.
Good to see this young ultimate country in Indonesia be able to represent flag and country. We'll see if we can still have another chance, another crack of another score, but Malaysia will have other things to say rather. Oh, squeezes it in to number 88, Audric. It is Bernard Lee, gives it to Ying. All the way to the other side, to Lee. Oh, and just uncharacteristic turnover from Ying. Usually a consistent, steady handler just drops that disc. And here is Indonesia. See if they can get their third point. This is Angriani. Angriani swings it to Pambudi. Pambudi trapped there. Sends it deep with a couple of players. 2 against 1. Indonesia not going to get that score, with Cyrus blocking that disc.
We're going to stop for a second. It looks like there's a call on the mark of that throw, but I actually think it is going to be an offensive foul. A little bit of a push-off. There's a discussion going on right now. Game advisor is coming out to assist. And they're going to probably be discussing whether the foul on the throw affected the play, because I don't think they're going to be calling a throwing foul. Yeah, exactly. It's exactly what happened. The foul was retracted, and we're going to begin play in the end zone there. All discussed very smoothly. And like I said, it's a self-refereed game, but I did mention a game advisor. Here we do have two folks in the aqua blue shirts on the field who are there to assist the players in being able to self-officiate their game. They provide rules information as well as their own observation. One difficult part of self-officiation is the lack of information you have on the field because you are playing the game. And so the game advisors are there to assist in this manner to help the players officiate themselves because this is a self-officiated game, and that's why we love it.
Here's Sheng Jae to Bernard Lee. Sheng Jae gets it back for Malaysia. Calmly puts it down in Audrey Ying's hands, but looks like a pick is going to be called.
Another big aspect of self-officiation is the hand signals players and game advisors use to communicate along the field what actually is the call. These players speak often multiple languages, so hand signals are a universal language for us as players, and also, since we are players, we are also referees.
Here's Audrey Ying. Forehand pass just being right through, but Cyrus Lim able to catch that disc. Cyrus opposite dump it to his teammate. Oh, what a cheeky high release pass. And also the same, but Indonesia denies that. Number 77, Pambudi, with his hands in that between that play.
A little too telegraphed right there. We all knew what was coming, and Pambudi was able to jump on it.
And just like that, just another uncontested turnover from Salim. Gives it back to Malaysia. And Ying will start to handler duties. Looking. Gives it to the middle to Bernard Lee. Ying gets it back. And here is number 43, Yong. Gets it to go for the 13th point of Malaysia as they win it here against Indonesia.
And a little bit of a quick half step right there to throw off the defender. Just enough to get open by Nicole Lee Lin right there. You'll see she moved forward, stopped, moved forward again. Just enough to shake off the Indonesian defender, create enough space for the thrower to find her. And an exciting layout grab at the end to close out Indonesia 13-2 in group game 7.
That wraps up to this game, and that puts Malaysia up with a 2-win, 1-loss record. With a sole place on 3rd place, so they are in a good spot to be definitely in the bronze medal match, but still has that eyeing that match against Philippines to see if they can squeeze in for a silver match. And for Indonesia, despite that loss, we'll have another exciting match against Thailand to see determine if they are going to squeeze in for their bronze medal match between either Malaysia or Thailand. But a lot of things will happen throughout this game, Jared, to see where it shapes to the final few games of this tournament.
Absolutely. Indonesia still has all to play for. So even going into the last few points of this game right here, they're working on their skills, trying to get better, and they are very much looking forward to that Thailand game. Like I said, yes, they are happy to be here. Yes, they are happy to keep improving. But also, like I said, they are over just happy to be here. They know that they can do better, and they do have the skill set to give Thailand a battle in that what's effectively perhaps going to be a game to go to the bronze medal match.
And that wraps it up for this first game. Stay tuned here for more games of the round robin on the World Flying Disc Federation YouTube channel. This is the Flying Disc Games Ultimate at the 33rd Southeast Asian Games live from KMITL Stadium. We'll be right back.